And you're live.
And you're live. Welcome back. Welcome back. First of all, I would just like to thank you for this beautiful background. If you guys like our
Yeah.
new Crooked Bookshelf, I
If
hope you're
anybody's
enjoying it.
watching
Yeah,
on the for those listening on the podcast, it's definitely a vibe. We're
it is a
enjoying it.
vibe.
Everything that you cannot see on the podcast,
It's a shame,
no,
and you should really go to YouTube because we once had a
it's just
rug on the wall. We've
yes.
had many
Hmm.
things, many backgrounds. Okay, so on today's episode, we're going to be talking about self compassion and self kindness. So we're calling this the self kindness lab. It's a place to experiment new tools
Hmm.
and maybe experiment being your own BFF.
Be your own hype girl.
Be your own hype gal. How would you say you are with the self kindness?
We're gonna say work in progress.
Okay.
Yeah, work in progress, definitely. Getting better. I do actually like, and this is gonna sound so crazy, but I do actually like the age at which I am
Hmm.
because I think there's some ownership that comes with this particular age where you just feel like you can start being okay with who you are. And
I think, and I said this before, I don't know if it's like ownership. There's just tiredness for me. I just
yeah,
tired of doing certain shit. I'm tired of holding up a bat and beating myself. I just get tired.
well, yeah, you shouldn't be
So
beating
it's
yourself
by
up.
default. It's just like, I'm tired.
Yeah,
Like,
I
I'm
mean, I get
tired
it.
of this.
But I think there can be, however you frame aging and getting a little bit older, I think there is like I always say you're 1 year smarter about yourself. You are one more year knowledgeable about you
Hmm.
every time you have a birthday. And so you know now another year's worth of data as to what works for me, what doesn't work for me. And then if we decide to apply that knowledge, like apply that data, you- you're going to grow. It's going to get better. You're going to get stronger. You're going to feel more comfortable, more confident. So, that's how I would like people to look at the aging process, right? 1 year smarter about myself.
Yeah, like every situation I say is like a learning opportunity,
Hmm.
right? But the thing is, you have to. So I think about it like this: something happens and there's a situation, right? And you're like, ugh, especially if it's bad. You're like,
Hmm.
why is this happening? I'm like, the gift is there, and then I'm like
Yes.
scanning in my head, and I literally imagine like a little gift wrapped box, like a little present with a bow on the top,
I love
and
the
I'm like,
visual imagery.
yeah, so I'm like, the gift is there, the gift is there. Okay, I can't see it right now, but I know it's there. I know it's there. I have to
Mhm.
find it. And what is required of us, though, right, is that we have to go over and pick up the gift. We have to take the gift in, right?
Okay.
And so sometimes then you open the box, and inside the gift from that situation might be tolerance, it might be compassion, it
Mhm.
might be acceptance,
Okay.
right? It might be detachment. But you have to go pick up the
Mhm.
gift, right? You can't just be like, there's the gift, la, la, la.
Mhm.
No, and if you miss the gift, you don't see it, you're like, I'm not looking for the gift anymore. The universe will give that shit back to you.
I do believe that.
They will give it back to you. And they're like, did you learn what you needed to
Mhm.
learn? And I'll tell you what, sometimes by the time you get to the gift, that box ratty, it's been through some shit
It's
because the
pissed at
universe
you.
has tried to give it to you like 9 times.
Mhm.
And they're like, yo, did you learn? But the other thing I say about that is in order for you to pick up the gift, like the lesson of whatever that situation is, right? Not the meaning, to clarify, don't believe in everything happens
Mhm.
for a reason. I'm not on that
Oh, yeah.
bus. Hate that one. But I think we can learn from
Right.
everything, right? But if you go pick up the gift, you have to put down the bat. You cannot hold both at the same
Mhm.
time. Like
Yeah.
you busy beating yourself up, you can do that, but you're not getting the gift then.
Right.
But you do have to take the gift. You have to be open to receiving it and pick
Mhm.
it up and take a look at what is in my box. What is the gift, right?
Mhm.
Like I have to investigate that. The gift here was, right? And it could be any number of
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
And
But that's
sometimes we don't see it.
perspective, right?
Yeah,
Like that is
for so long.
Mhm. I think that is perspective in general. To your comment of everything happens for a reason. I don't like that phrase either. And
Oh,
here's a simplistic way to think about it. I don't if a client comes in and says, "Hey, I've been diagnosed with cancer." The answer is not, "Well, it happens for a reason." That's not the
no,
answer.
I don't want to. There's some really bad shit that happens in the world. And
Yes.
quite frankly, I would rather live with ambiguity and uncertainty
Right.
than you telling me what a reason is for said bad
For
thing.
that thing. Right.
Right. And again, we can learn something from
Mhm.
having cancer,
Right.
right?
And
Like,
we can have a plan for how you are going to tackle this treatment, cope with
sure,
it, get through it, find support. But there's never this
reason.
reason
Yeah,
attached
no,
to it. Like you
not
have
into
it
that.
for a reason. So yeah,
Not
uh,
into that.
we just kind of gravitate away from that.
Okay, so Self Kindness Lab,
Yeah.
one experiment is silencing, and we talked about this a little bit before, but silencing the inner critic. So name it to tame it.
Mm. Okay.
So you have to think like your inner critic is like a barking dog on a leash. Okay, so it's
Mhm.
just like running around. It's a dog on a leash. So your critic is like a barking dog on a leash. So when it starts barking, you label it,
Mhm.
right?
Okay.
Like, oh, that's the perfectionist again, or
Mhm.
oh, that's the blaming one again,
Okay.
or oh, whatever. And when you do that, all of a sudden you are the one holding the leash. So we didn't stop, like at that point, the dog from barking because dogs are going to bark. We're going to have thoughts.
Right.
Doesn't matter how far along you are in your healing journey, like that will
They're
still
gonna be there.
happen.
Mhm.
But it's learning how to respond to them and kind of take some ownership
Right.
over it.
The word that came in my mind was empowerment, right? So
Yeah.
it goes from I'm feeling like I'm being, judgmental to myself, blaming myself, criticizing, and then you roll to the side of empowerment. Like
Hmm.
I am noticing this thing or I am
Yep.
identifying this thing, but it's not happening to me.
Correct.
So it switches that role, which I think is good.
Yeah. So you name it to tame it.
I like it.
Number 2, micro compassion moments. I love that, like, you can just put micro on anything
I
and it just
know.
sounds cool.
Micro shame,
Yeah, we
micro
did micro
coping
shame.
skills,
Yeah,
we could do anything.
so that's like an effort spotlight. So this one I think about like this is a lot of times we'll be like, I did all the stuff on my to-do list. Here's what I achieved, right? So
Right.
we get very attached to the outcome of things.
Mhm.
And I think that can be hard. That's where we can have a lot of inner criticism and self-defeating talk like, I didn't get this done again. And like,
Okay.
I'm so lazy. I procrastinated so much, blah, blah, blah. But so with this micro compassion moments, you're noticing the effort, not the outcome.
Okay.
So you're saying like something happened and it's like, wow, I showed up with a lot of patience to that today,
Okay.
right? Or wow, I showed up with like a lot of compassion to that today. So you're
Mhm.
noticing the focus becomes on the effort
Okay.
and not the outcome.
And the energy put into something.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, which I think is like, to break it down for people, even in the workday, it's like, oh, you want to get all these things done at work, and I'm supposed to get all these tasks done, and that's how I'm going to be productive and efficient. But your workday can go to shit in 2 seconds,
Yeah.
right? And then your productivity level went down. But instead of saying, but I handled all that well today,
Yeah.
there
But
were
I,
distraction after distraction after distraction,
hmm
and I still handled every piece of that well today. So it's just breaking it down differently and
yeah.
changing the narrative, of course,
Yep.
and it's not rainbows and unicorns and false statements. It's true. I handled that day really well.
hmm And so the idea of the effort spotlight, because I love me a metaphor, is that you're essentially like shining a light on
Mhm,
the effort to
mhm.
notice it, right?
Yeah,
Is like typically we just are so attached to the outcome of
yeah,
things and we miss all of that. And that's a great place to offer
yeah.
yourself some self kindness and self compassion as like, yeah, but I spent 2 hours working towards this, right?
Yes.
Like I moved the needle a little bit
Right,
on it.
right. I do that with working out.
Oh,
Yes, I will go downstairs and I will have a terrible workout, and then I will be like, "You know what? I didn't feel good. I'm tired. I hardly slept. That 20 minutes counts."
look
That was
at you,
Yeah,
effort
I will do that.
spotlight.
Now, it could just be that I just want to excuse any time I let myself get off that treadmill earlier than typically I would.
Hmm.
But I feel like if I showed up in that dungy basement with the spiders,
We
I
tried.
get credit. Like,
Yeah.
I get credit.
Okay. All right. Next, self-soothing toolbox.
Okay.
So I call this let's get physical and kind
Okay.
at the same time. So what you're doing is you're having some kind of like affirmation or self-compassionate thought and you're pairing that with a physical gesture.
Okay.
Okay? And so the idea of that is like you're doing some like nervous system work as
Mhm.
well.
Okay.
So instead of just saying like, I got you, girl, you might be like hand on heart,
Mhm.
like, I got you, or this one,
Mhm.
right? Or like holding your own hands or whatever, but you're pairing a physical act, like a small one,
Mhm.
with some kind of compassionate affirmation. So it could be like, I see you, I'm here, you're not alone. And it's kind of doing like this and saying it
Okay.
if that makes sense. So you're kind of pairing both, and that helps kind of reset the nervous system when you're incorporating that physical component. And I think especially for women, right?
Mhm.
We have very kind of complicated relationships with our bodies.
Mhm.
And so there isn't a lot. There's kind of an aversion
Mhm.
to doing that in a kind way.
Okay.
So I think it helps, right?
Mhm.
And gives you something accessible to like self soothe. Because
Okay.
a lot of times we seek externally,
Sure.
right? Especially for that.
Yeah.
But knowing that we can offer that to ourselves as
Yeah.
well.
I don't know if you ever notice that you do this, but I will if I have jewelry on, of course I have none on today to like but the jewelry will be something that I will play with as a
Mhm.
texture thing while I'm
I
trying
do
to
it with
find
this
some
one.
sort of calming and peace, right? So
Mhm.
I'll play with the necklace in my hands and in my fingers, and then I'll be like, "All right, this is fine. Like, it's no, you handled that well, or this is going okay." Right? So I think or there's a ring or a bracelet that I'm kind of fidgeting with, but
Yep.
that fidgeting is kind of like a calming mechanism, which it is for a lot of people who
Yeah.
use those fidget tools.
And this is like a step further of then like, okay, I've calmed down with the fidget and now I'm grounding myself back
Okay.
into my physical
My body.
body,
Okay.
right?
Got it.
And that is really helpful with nervous system regulation.
Mhm.
So let's get physical. Okay, next, radical acceptance.
Okay.
So radical acceptance. So there is a woman. Her name is Dr. Kristen Neff,
Mhm.
and she is like the mother of self compassion.
Mhm.
Has workbooks and
Yes.
books. Would highly recommend anything by her. And so one of her elements. She has three elements of self compassion. And so it's mindfulness, common humanity, and self kindness. And radical acceptance is kind of a piece of the mindfulness where you're accepting what is
Mhm.
happening, like in the moment. Radical acceptance and acceptance doesn't mean that we're okay with it. I think
Mhm.
there's such a
Yeah.
misconception of like, why can I can't accept this thing. I think about radical acceptance as like a permission slip. Because I feel like sometimes we need that to think about it that way. And
Yeah.
so sometimes we have to accept that we don't have acceptance right now.
Mhm.
I accept I don't want to do this right now. And we've
Yeah.
talked about this before. I
Yes.
think we talked about it with the gym, but radical acceptance is I'm accepting whatever is there,
Mhm.
even the shit I wish wasn't there.
Sure.
Like I accept that I'm feeling like bitchy, irritated, and hangry.
Mhm. Yeah.
I'm accepting that. I don't like it,
Mhm.
but I'm accepting it. And so it allows you radical acceptance, like doing that with yourself and practicing accepting whatever is there, then can also help us externally. And again, acceptance doesn't mean we're okay with it.
Mhm.
Acceptance means I'm accepting the reality of my situation.
Yeah.
And when we don't do that, guys, we'd be living in denial.
In simpler terms, it's very much like AA and NA meetings, right? So when you
Hmm.
are in recovery, you will accept that I will always have the desire to want to drink, or I will always have the desire to want to use in some aspects, but I'm choosing that I'm not using today.
Correct.
And so there's a radical acceptance of the desire
Hmm.
to use, or
Hmm.
my relationship with the drug or alcohol is
Hmm.
going to be different than other people's experience with that, right?
Correct.
And so I think that's a way people can understand like that concept is it's not like, hey, I love the fact that I'm in recovery or I love the
Correct.
fact that I have a really hard relationship with alcohol, but it's that I accept that my relationship is difficult with
Yeah, I
alcohol.
accept the reality of my situation.
Yeah,
And like I said, without that, it's denial. When we 100% accept things, the behavior usually naturally follows.
correct.
If it's not following, it's because we've accepted it 80% and we're
Hmm.
still kind of like, yeah, but, right?
Yeah,
So, like, someone might be like, I think I'm an alcoholic, but maybe I could drink on the
right,
weekends,
right,
right? Or
right.
maybe I could just drink beer.
Yep,
And it's like, that's not radical
it's
acceptance,
not.
and no behavior is going to follow
Yeah.
as a result. So radical acceptance really, really helps with that because again, when you radically accept things,
Hmm.
100% behaviors usually naturally follow, right?
Right.
If I like wish I was more awake, but I radically accept that I am exhausted right now, there
Hmm.
might be a behavior that follows there. So I'm going to
Hmm.
say no because someone's going to invite me out to dinner. Normally I'd say yes. But now if I say yes, I'm going to go and be grumpy and want to go home.
Hmm.
But if I radically accept that I'm exhausted, I might say no to that.
Right. Right. And that goes back to the mindfulness, which we've talked about,
Hmm.
and people can tune into that podcast we did about mindfulness. But there's such a difference between understanding how you feel in the moment
Hmm.
and understanding how you feel objectively in your life, and
Hmm.
they're two totally different things.
Yeah.
And
So
this is more mindfulness based. So this is more of a present tense, like I'm feeling anxious right now, I'm feeling depressed right now, but not tackling the bigger depression and anxiety disorders because there is no that it's too big. That's too big
mhm.
for this particular type of acceptance. It's just too big.
Yeah, and it is often said in certain rooms that acceptance is the answer to all your problems
Mhm.
today. But I think also it goes beyond. We can say I feel depressed, but it's like I accept that I feel depressed. That also empowers you and makes you feel like you're doing
Mhm.
something, right? Like I accept that I'm feeling anxious instead of I'm feeling anxious.
Mhm.
It's like,
Mhm.
no, 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 I'm doing something with this.
Mhm.
Like I'm not just a passive victim here.
Right.
So acceptance also can give you a sense of doing, right?
Yes.
With feelings, I think a lot of times we feel like there's not a whole lot we can do in the moment other
Yeah.
than like wish it wasn't
Yeah,
happening.
because if you say I'm feeling anxious, that typically makes somebody feel more anxious.
Mhm.
Even if they identify with their feeling,
Mhm.
especially with anxiety, they feel more anxious now. Like, oh my God, now I've said I'm anxious, and now what does that mean? Am I acting anxious? Blah, 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 blah. But accepting that I'm feeling it, that's a
Mhm.
different
Yeah, and then I can focus more on
modality.
the acceptance
Mhm.
piece, right? Like, ooh, look what
Yeah.
I just did. I accepted all these feelings.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So radical acceptance, it's your permission
Mhm.
slip to be where you
Okay.
are. Okay. Self-kindness rituals, also known, I think, on social media these days as little treats.
Little treats.
Little
Treat yourself.
treats. Yeah. So I think choose one ritual to do daily. And we
Mhm.
talked about this on another episode, but
Yep.
what are some of yours?
The daily treats.
Either daily treats or daily rituals.
Yeah. The daily treats thing, I will definitely like I love coffee like most people like wine. So coffee is my
You're a
treat.
coffee
I
connoisseur?
do. I love it. I love
Okay.
all different flavors and different kinds, but I will make it at home because I am a cheap bitch. So I'll make it at home a lot. And then if I am
You're on cheap, you thrifty.
they're frugal. But so if I'm having a day or a week or I don't feel great or I just feel like it's my time, like I need to do something for myself, that is when I will go spend the money on the coffee. Like I will actually go
But do
out.
you have tears? Because you're a Wawa gal. But do you have tears where you're like, oh, this was a week. I'm getting the fancy shit.
Everything that I don't make is fancy because I didn't have to make it.
Oh, dang, girl. Like, that means you go to like the car repair place and you're like, well, they made the coffee. I'm drinking it.
I
It's
mean,
perfect.
honestly, if I didn't
Oh,
make it,
dang.
but
Okay.
no, yeah, I will definitely like treat myself to something or again, sometimes it is a little bit like attached to money, so
Sure.
that's a treat for myself. So like I'll go get myself lunch somewhere. Like that's my treat. Like I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna go get
You know
myself
what? I
something
think when
fun.
you are a thrifty gal,
Hmm.
as I am, I think sometimes being indulgent, and that literally
Yes.
could be I'm going to Wawa to buy my coffee instead of making it at home.
Yes.
Indulging
Hmm.
yourself, I think, can be a
Yeah.
little treat for sure, especially if you're a thrifty gal. I'm like,
Yeah.
you know what? I'm going to order stuff. Like, I'm going to go to Dick's Sporting Goods and buy my sports bra instead of
Right.
like scouring the rack at
That's
TJ
right.
Maxx or something.
Running shoes. That will be like something that I treat myself to. Like
I'm going to buy them full price.
because
I
I
actually
won't
did
buy
that.
them until my foot is falling out, which is terrible for your back and knees, and don't let anybody do that.
Oh,
Even if you're
girl,
trying to be thrifty,
we got
it's
to work on
terrible.
that.
But like doing that or I obsess about finding the next book I'm gonna read. And when I say obsess, like I have like a to be read book like list and then I go through and read the reviews and I want to know exactly what people liked or didn't like about them. And it takes me forever. But that is like my treat. When I actually get that new book, I'm like, oh, this is my time. This is my treat. Yeah. I put a lot of work into finding my next read.
That's another little treat I think for me is sometimes is like, I want this book and I want it right now. And it's like, we hear it at the library, but it's on hold. We're not going to get it for so long. And it's
Yes.
like, I'm going to go to Barnes and Noble and buy, I'm not
Yes.
even going to order it on Amazon. I'm just
Mm,
going to buy it right here, right
right?
now.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
think that's a treat.
it is.
Yeah.
It's such a treat. I'm like, and I smell it and it's lovely. And it's like, oh,
Yep.
yes.
Or like, I hate that this is all like kind of money, spending money, but if I have something to go to and I'm like, you know what? I'm like, I have nothing to wear. I don't want anything to wear. I'm like, you know what? Go get yourself something new. Like, go get it. Go buy it. And sometimes, we talked before about the permission slip.
Mm-hmm,
I have to give myself, but once I give myself the permission,
mm-hmm.
that's the treat. I'm like, I have okayed this. Like it went all the way up to that permission. I
Ah,
have
okay.
okayed this and we are going to go do
So
it.
maybe one of your little treats is radical acceptance.
Yeah, I mean, and
Yeah,
once
permission
I
slip. Okay.
sign the permission slip, I feel comfortable about it. I'm like, it's gone through all the tiers of my anxiety that's like made sure it's okay.
Mhm.
And we've come out on the other side
And
and
here we
it's
are.
fine. Yeah.
And we talked about this before. One of my rituals is lighting a candle. I do it
Oh,
first
I
thing in the
totally
morning.
yes.
So I eat the same thing for breakfast
Mhm.
every morning,
Me too.
but it will change because my items are seasonal.
Oh, you're seasonal.
Well, one
What
of
are you
them
eating
is.
right now?
I have a bagel with pumpkin cream
Oh, that's right.
cheese.
You did tell me that. Okay.
So I do that, and then I make my little like insane fake coffee thing
Okay.
that I make. And then I light a candle. I
Mhm.
do my daily gratitude, and then I have like two books that are like daily meditation, like
Yeah.
for the day, and I
Mhm.
read both of those
Nice.
and make my bed. It happens every single morning, no matter where I am,
Well, that's a strong morning routine.
because my
We
ass
love
will take
those.
a candle with me.
We know
I'm
that.
taking. I put it in my
Common.
purse. Taking my freaking candle.
But sometimes even the treat, like, and this might sound so ridiculous, but sometimes for me, it's the internal conversation when I get in the car and like that damn gas gauge is like, it's gonna be low the weekend. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going today. I'm filling that
That's a
gas
little
tank
treat
for
for
my
me too. I'm
yes,
like, I didn't wait till I got the
yes.
like on E.
Or you get in the car and you're like, I'm not gonna have enough to go where I'm going. Like, and I'm like, I thought ahead. I treated myself. I am not gonna worry about like the stuff like that
Ooh,
for me is
girl.
like, yes. No, don't you feel that way about almost all the things in your life that have that like that responsibility attached to it? Like, if I refill my meds in plenty of time, I'm winning at life.
Me too.
winning at life. If
Mhm.
my supplements, if I'm not shaking the bottom to like try to get that gummy B12 out of the bottom of that thing, because I have a whole nother one, I am winning at life.
I know.
Seriously, they make me feel good about
I
myself.
have a weird thing. This is like toothpaste. I think this probably is a trauma response from my childhood, where basic things were just like not
Okay.
consistently available. But I always have. If I don't have a backup toothpaste, we're running low.
I said to my husband the other day,
Always have to
nothing
have a
makes
backup
me
toothpaste.
feel more than a grown up,
Then having a
a
backup.
responsible grown up, than if something is out like the ketchup and I open the pantry and there's another ketchup
That's how I
waiting.
feel about toothpaste.
I feel that way about
If
almost all the
as
essentials.
soon as we start using the backup toothpaste, I'm
Mhm.
out buying 2 more toothpaste.
Yes, because there is a time, like, I can empathize with it. There is times in my life, it was like you would go to work and steal toilet paper. Like, I
Mhm,
would go to work and be like, I could get like one roll from work today and bring it home. And so, like, there is never a better feeling when you've struggled to have certain items
mhm.
than to open up your closet or your pantry and be like,
It's not like Denta.
don't even knock it because you know I probably got the dollar store brand in my
It's like Denta win.
That's like
What
the
is this?
dental floss. Like, I'm not spending money on dental floss.
No, I get it for
Get
free.
Oh,
No,
from
I
your
you can
dental
get it for
appointments?
free from the dentist. I'm like, don't
Yeah.
throw away those bags. Give me
No,
this.
you love that stuff. And they're
Mhm.
travel toothbrushes. You keep those little toothbrushes
I
with
know,
you
it's travel
and you take them
size.
travel. I know. I
Oh
don't
my
understand.
gosh.
But those are like, again, protective is everything.
You
And
ran
for
out of
those,
shampoo? I got the backup bottle.
because also I take them from the hotels. Although now you can't really because they all have them in the little things in the
You
bathrooms
know what
now.
my ass cheap ass
What?
does? I'll put the thing I bring and fill that sucker up.
Little travel one?
Yes. I'm like, ooh, my shampoo that I brought is running out, but this shampoo at this place nice. Let me
You're
put
in
up the little
you're
thing.
in
Yes, I am. Yes,
that
I
is
am.
frugal and I respect it. I respect it.
Yes, I am.
That's how we treat ourselves.
A
See?
shower cap? I will never
Oh,
buy a shower, so I'm taking that with me when I go.
absolutely. Because you know I sleep with
Yeah, I'm taking my
my
shower
stuff on my
cap.
hair. So psh,
Little sewing kit, I
take
may
that.
need that. I'm
Oh,
taking
sewing kit.
it.
Who gives a sewing kit anymore? I would steal that in a
Fancy
minute.
hotels.
Yeah.
Yeah, fancy
I mean,
hotels.
I'll still take the pen and the pad too.
I
That's
love
a
a pen
treat.
and a pad. Give me a
That's a
free pen.
treat.
Ooh,
I'm so,
love a free pen.
there were simple in our treats, but I hope everybody else can identify
Ooh,
with
here's a
those.
treat. But like when you find a pen that you like and
Oh
then you
my
buy the
God,
whole
right?
box.
And is there anything better than like a new notebook? Seriously. And maybe we're so dorky in that respect, but like there is nothing better than like a brand new pen, a brand new notebook, a brand new journal. Oh
Yeah, I get
man,
after it.
that is amazing to me.
I don't understand people that
Such
have
a
a bunch
treat.
of blank journal. I'm like, I will use that. I'll
I'm
be
gonna
like, this is my book journal
I'm a
now.
list maker
Yeah, me
regardless. I had to
too.
use the pages
I'll
no
be like,
matter what.
this my affirmation journal now. This
Mhm.
my this journal. I'll make
Yes.
journal for everything.
Yeah.
Any other self kindness rituals that you have that you do consistently? I put on lavender lip mask
Oh, do you?
at night and like my nighttime routine
Yes.
and
Mhm.
my like spray.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do
I
that.
mean, I do the waking up like before everyone, and I
Yeah.
love that. Like that is my time. It's my treat. I have like the house to myself. It's quiet. I can do whatever I want. And if I want to read, I read. If I want to do some work, I do some work. If I just want to sit there and watch a show, so like that for me is great. I love that. That's my treat.
Yeah, I do try to read every day.
That is, yeah,
That's a ritual I
yeah,
have that I feel like it like declogs my brain.
yep.
I just feel like it's good.
It is good.
All right, guys. So that is your self compassion labs experiment. Try being your own BFF
Yes,
with some of these
and
tools.
treat yourself.
Treat yourself. All right, guys. Until next time, stay nearly normal.